So today we're going to be doing a reading which is Messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide. Now, this spirit guide has really come into my life recently, I'd say in the past couple of months. I just have to say that my life has been so much lighter and brighter ever since. And it's funny because the Unicorn Spirit Guide first came to me in a meditation really strongly, and then it's like all of a sudden it started popping up everywhere. I started seeing unicorns everywhere. I started receiving unicorn gifts. It was really special. Unicorn Spirit Guide really helps us to tune into the innocence within each of us, to find that pure part of us, that pureness that exists in every single person on this planet. No matter what type of darkness and light is a part of your life, there is a purity to each person. And the Unicorn Spirit Guide really helps us to recognize that purity within ourselves and others. And obviously also to recognize magic in the world, to align with magic, and really like the light. Unicorn Spirit Guide, you can also think of it like how you think of angels or the angelic realm. The unicorns aren't exactly the same as the angels, but they do work together and for similar outcome, for the greater good. So yeah, today we're going to pull some messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide for you, and hopefully their magic can come into your life as well. Close your eyes, take some deep belly breaths. Really take the time to find the stillness and the quiet within yourself. Ask yourself, which pile has the messages and the guidance that I need to hear right now? Then open your eyes and you will feel one of the piles buzzing with energy, calling and pulling out to you. Which pile has the message and the answers that you need to hear right now? So if you selected pile number 1, this is your reading of Messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide. So first we're just going to start off with tarot, and then we'll go into the Unicorn Oracle decks, and I'll shuffle on camera for those ones, because at first I was shuffling the Unicorn Oracle decks as well as the tarot, and they were like, no, do it on camera. So here, we're starting with the tarot. So I'm just going to turn over your cards and have a look here. Wow, okay. So the unicorns want to tell you that you are a very magical person. We're all magical, but you are actually able to see the magic in the world, to feel the magic, to actually enter into different altered states of consciousness. You got both the High Priestess and the Moon card. And both of these cards are very intuitive and magical. It's like there's also an opportunity around some aspect of your career. It doesn't, I'm hearing that for some of you this might not be like your main job or source of income, but something that you're very passionate about, something that there is something that you're passionate about that you have been working on, or that you might start to work on soon, that has the potential to bring a lot of independence into your life and also to bring financial success as well. Could have experienced a time recently where you were in the void, or where you were really like in the unknown. It was almost like you had been praying or hoping for something to happen around a certain situation, and you weren't necessarily receiving answers right away, or having the foresight. It was like you were really wanting something to happen in your life, and you were praying for it, and you were trying to draw it to you, but it seemed like all the universe was giving you back was this waiting period, or this unknown where you just couldn't make sense of like your immediate future, or even just your future in general, and like what was gonna happen next. But this was an incubation period so that you could step into a very creative time. And by creative, I mean abundant. You were in this almost like the void, you were in the darkness. But in order for a seed to grow, it first has to be planted underground, and it has to stay in the dark. And then once it's ready to come up and sprout, the sunlight can hit it and it can grow into what it needs to grow into. I see that you guys were in your near past, you guys were in this phase of kind of incubation or being underground or just being in the unknown. And right now now you guys are in a phase where you have a great opportunity in your career or with your finances or with your craft, something around you're giving a lot or you're thinking of giving a lot. So this is going to look different for each person who watches this video, but whatever you are working towards, there's something that you are giving a lot with. And whatever you're giving a lot with, the Unicorn Spirit Guides just want to tell you that you are going to receive 3 times what you are giving. So sometimes you may feel like, am I giving enough? Yes, they want you to know you're giving actually more than enough, and everybody gives in a different way. So, you know, don't look to compare yourself to other people and say like, am I giving enough? No, you are giving enough in the way that is perfect for your spirit to be giving at this time. With the Ace of Pentacles underneath the Six of Pentacles, it's just there to say that yes, this is an opportunity for success. There is potential here for this to grow into a much more successful thing. And with your near future, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Moon. And this just tells me that yes, you are going to have all of that prosperity, that abundance, that independence, both financially and like, it almost feels like freedom. You guys are gonna come into a stage where you feel very free and you're not as bound up by how things are gonna go or what's gonna happen. It's like you trusted the process, you gave what you had to give, and then you actually are gonna be in a place where you're receiving that prosperity and abundance. With the Moon card underneath, it just goes to show that you have even further to go with this. Even though this is the outcome section of the reading, the outcome is almost like another beginning for you. Yes, you are going to be feeling, you know, prosperous and abundant, and you are going to be more independent, but there's going to be another incubation phase, another phase where it'll be unknown into what the next step is. And same thing, life is cyclical. You're just going to have to trust the process again and know that when you follow your intuition, when you follow the call of spirit, that it's never the wrong choice, because you'll always be led and guided to the light. With the Moon card and the High Priestess here, I just want to make an emphasis once again that you guys are really close to the other side, to magic, to your intuition. The veil that separates kind of this world and the other world thins for you guys, and it can go with the moon cycle. So if you notice when the moon is waning and waxing, full, new moon, you might notice that the veil thins more at certain times for you. Everybody's different. But you guys definitely have access to that, and I feel like your connection with your intuition and with following the signs from your spirit guides or your intuition, however you do that, is working. There is a sense of like you guys having to really trust in the unknown, because there's no ready set plan. You're not 100% sure that this is gonna work or that this is gonna lead to success, but the Unicorn Spirit Guide just wants to remind you that this is leading to success, and you're already in such an abundant and prosperous place. Like, just, you know, really take a step back and look around you and look within you and look how far you've come. You guys are in a very abundant place, but there's so much more abundance to come. So now I'm just going to pull a couple of Unicorn Oracle cards. Can we please get some messages for those who selected pile number 1? So the first card you got says patience. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play whilst you wait. So once again, this card is really about trusting the process, trusting that at the end of the day, you've done as much as you can do. You've given as much as your heart, body, and soul allows you to give. So don't overwork yourself. Give when you feel the time to give, and receive when you feel the time to receive. Have patience. I know that you guys have, you know, big dreams for yourself, and you definitely, although you are in a very prosperous and abundant place in your life, I know that you guys deserve more and want even more, you know? But really just being grateful for where you are right now and having patience, taking the downtime when you need it, and trusting that divine timing is at work. So you're never gonna miss an opportunity that is meant for you. So just trusting the process a little bit more. You guys also got the Goddess card. It says, honor your divine feminine energy, see your inner beauty, love every part of you. I love this card. It's so gorgeous. And a big message that comes from this card is to love and appreciate your body. Our body is really a sacred house for our spirit, and just to not be so hard on the way you look, whether it's your face, whether it's your body, or just how you appear to the outside world. Have more grace and bring a bit more of the divine feminine energy into the way in which you're perceiving yourself in general, and also especially with your body and the way that you look, because the divine feminine is ecstatic and loving and receiving and flowing. It's not rigid and looking at itself and self-conscious, you know? So embody the divine feminine when you think about your body and your self-image a little bit more, and know that every single part of you is beautiful, regardless of how different it may look from another person. There's beauty within each of us on this earth, and especially within you. So the final message here from this Unicorn Oracle deck says rebirth. It says reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. And it's so funny because this came in the third section, and didn't I say that even though this is your outcome, it's really a beginning? Your outcome is almost like a new beginning. So you guys have come a long way. Honestly, when I'm looking at your cards from where you started to where you are now to where you're going, it's like night and day, really. Like, you guys have made a huge leap. So you are giving enough. I feel like I have to say that again. So I'm going to say this message one more time. It says reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. Okay, and we will get 3 more cards from a different Unicorn Oracle deck. Can we please get 3 cards? Okay, so the first message you got says relax, everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all gonna be fine, okay? And this is underneath your have patience card. The more anxious energy you put behind something, the more you're gonna kind of, you know, draw that to yourself. And I get such a, almost like a childlike energy from you guys, where you just are excited about all of the possibilities of where your life could take you, and you have so many dreams and you want to fulfill them all. So it almost creates a bit of an anxiety of like, I have to do all of these things, like I'm given this life. And you guys actually have quite a purity to your energy. So the Unicorn Spirit Guide just wants to acknowledge that they see the purity shining very bright within you guys. So the next message is true. It says, yes, what you're asking about is the truth. Once again, I feel like you guys have a strong intuition. You have a strong connection with your guides. So sometimes you may doubt what you're feeling, or try to overcomplicate what you know by wanting proof or wanting to have all your ducks in a row, or to have read every single page of the book, to know it inside and out before you feel 100% confident to make a decision. But you don't need to read every page of the book to feel 100% confident to make your decision. All you have to do is tune in to hear, to close your eyes, and you will know. Okay, and the Unicorn Spirit Guide just wants to affirm that yes, what you're asking about is the truth, and that your feelings can be trusted, that you know the truth within yourself. Final message here is best friends. It says true friends stick together no matter what. With this showing up in your last column, I feel like this new you that you're really going to be beginning soon in your future, in your near future, you will be beginning a new chapter. And when you're in that new chapter, this rebirth will help you to feel more independent, but will also align you more with people who are kind of like your soul tribe, or who really have the best intentions for you, who laugh with you, you know, everything that a best friend brings out in you. Or this, if it's not new friends coming into your life, that this new chapter will make you feel better about yourself, which in turn improves your relationships and can improve your friendship, and especially your best friendship. I'm actually going to look at the back of the deck for all of the decks and see if there's any other message that wants to come through. Okay, so you guys have some really beautiful back of the deck energy. First of all, you guys have the Fool, once again indicating that in the near future, you guys will have a new beginning. I feel like, if I'm being honest, in the near future, you guys are going to be going through this column here, this phase of the beginning of your new self, but then maybe, I don't know why 6 months keeps coming to my mind, so maybe in 6 months from now, you're really going to be in a completely new phase of your life with the Fool here, and it is a very vibrant energy where you are at the whole beginning of a new chapter of your life. Like when you zoom out of your life, this is going to mark a whole different period. I don't know if you guys are moving from one decade of your life to a new decade, but it feels pretty significant. It feels like you're closing chapters, and within these endings there are beginnings, and within the beginnings there are endings, very much like a spiral. I hope that makes sense. And then also underneath the Fool, you guys got Compassion. It says, be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. So once again, I feel like you guys can be pretty hard on yourself, and it's because you're so passionate and you really want to achieve all there is to achieve in this life. And that can kind of make you like a bit strict with yourself. So once again, the Unicorn Spirit Guide just wants to remind you that you're gonna get more bees with honey than with vinegar. So be sweet to yourself, you know, acknowledge yourself, reward yourself, because that is going to help you to feel cherished. And when you feel cherished, then you're in the place that you need to be happy and feel good in your life. And when you feel happy and you feel good, that's when you want to put in the effort to achieve your dreams. And finally, at the back of the deck energy for the last deck, you guys got the Healer card. It says you have the power to help and heal others. See that? Super cute. So maybe what, you know, part of this giving and giving and giving that you guys are doing, that's a part of your craft, in which I said that you guys can actually make money from this. Maybe it's being a healer or doing something where you may not realize it, but you're actually bringing so much healing to people with this work that you're doing. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you, pile one. I really hope that you enjoyed the messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guides. They are very gentle, very pure, very magical, so I'm not surprised of the positivity around all the messages that came out for you guys. Please let me know in the comments down below how you received the reading and if it resonated with you. And I'll see you guys soon for another reading. Bye, pile one. So if you selected pile number 2, this is your reading of messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide. So I just turned over your tarot cards. So first we'll do tarot cards, and then once we finish up with the tarot, I'll shuffle on camera and pull some Unicorn Oracle cards. But the first thing I'm seeing, and the first message that wants to come through strongly, is that the Unicorn Spirit Guides want to tell you that they really appreciate your sensitivity, your emotional sensitivity. You guys feel things very deeply, which means that you feel both the good and the bad very intensely. So they just want to let you know that there's a reason why, you know, you were born like this and why you feel very sensitive compared to other people. It's because your life purpose includes this skill. Your life purpose, whatever it is, includes the skill of being able to feel what other people are feeling, to have empathy, deep empathy for other people, because this is what actually draws people to you. And it's in the way that you can really help people. But the thing is that I want to say that sometimes it can draw people who are struggling to you, just because you are such a beacon of light and you do know how to kind of transmute their heavy energies into more positive and light energies. You guys are definitely light workers, pile 2. Once again, like the first card is the Star card, and it keeps like just showing itself to me. It's like you guys have such a strong spiritual connection and connection to your emotions, connection to your potential, but sometimes you can maybe get stuck thinking about things in the past, or feel like even with your positive emotions, like maybe you are showing too much at once, like maybe you overwhelm people with how direct you are towards your inner feelings. Some people, they have a big space between what they show on the outside and what they're conscious of and what their inner feelings are. Some people just kind of stuff their inner feelings down into their subconscious and they're not really aware of it. Or if they're feeling a certain way, they may not know why. But with you guys, it's like you are very conscious of all the emotions that are currently in your emotional body. You, like, if there's 5 different emotions there, you can kind of recognize those 5 different emotions. But another message that is coming through strongly for you guys is to recognize that you have the ability to transmute these emotions almost like a clear quartz. Think of yourself like a clear quartz crystal. You guys are powerful healers and manifestors, and you can amplify things. But it also means that you can clear and cleanse the energies around you. So let's say somebody's around you who, you know, is very upset. You may pick up on that energy. Or let's say you think about a time from your past. I'm really getting that you guys are holding on to guilt and shame, and the Unicorn Spirit Guide really wants to say, release this guilt and shame. You have absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You guys are pure beings of light, okay? And to really hone that message of finding the purity within yourself. No matter if you've done things wrong in the past or you've done things you're not proud of, you still have a pure essence within you. And the Unicorn Spirit Guide is really encouraging me to communicate to you to release guilt and shame. It's not serving you, and you're not better off by holding on to it. You're really better off by letting it go. When you're too overwhelmed with negative emotions, you might get to a place where you get apathetic and it just looks like to other people like you don't care, or you might feel like you have to turn off that switch of like, okay, I have to just not care right now, because if I care any more than I do, it's just too overwhelming. What you can do at that time is to spend some time alone. The Hermit card is here. So you guys definitely really need your alone time. Don't feel guilty about needing your alone time. And you guys, there's more of a chance for you to open up to your spirit guides, to your guardian angels. If you feel called to the Unicorn Guide, whatever guide really calls out to you, have more of an open dialogue. Let your angels or your guides know, this is too much. I need help with this. You can just say like, I'm feeling very overwhelmed emotionally. Please help me to release some of these emotions, or to lighten the load a little bit for me, because it's a little bit too much. Don't wait until you get to that apathetic place. But just as much as, I don't want to feel like I'm focusing on like negative emotions, just as much as you guys are able to pick up on those heavy or intense emotions, you guys are also able to find those light emotions. I feel like you guys have a great sense of humor. You can laugh a lot. You have this special, unique vision. I don't know if you guys are artists or you just have a nice aesthetic, but you definitely have some sort of beauty that is within your energy that's really unique. Let's get some messages from the Unicorn Oracle deck and see here. Can we please get some messages for those who selected pile number 2, the second pile? So we have 1. Thank you. So the first message that came out for you guys is the polarity card. It says, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. So yeah, I feel like you guys have a great opportunity to learn more about your shadow side. It's almost like you guys may find that you're a bit of a defensive person, or you kind of want to hide away your negative qualities before anybody else can notice them. Or you may even find yourself saying the negative things about yourself before someone else can, so that you can protect yourself. It's like, it's okay to be misunderstood. It's okay for people to see like the nasty parts about you, the bits that you don't feel proud of, because that still makes you who you are. There's so much to shadow work, and it is so potent, because once you start accepting those parts about yourself that you aren't comfortable with accepting and seeing the more ugly side of yourself, that's when you can really embody the full spectrum of your power and to feel very powerful, because you now know and have explored every nook and cranny about yourself. So nobody can tell you anything, and you can't feel bad about somebody misunderstanding you or seeing those bad parts about yourself, because you've seen them. You've seen the light of them. There's nothing to fear. Don't be afraid to tap into your darkness a little bit. The Unicorn Spirit Guide wants to say that no matter how much you explore your darkness, whether it's through really feeling, giving yourself a chance to feel heavy emotions, really just not be afraid to, I feel like you guys keep yourself very composed. It's almost like you want other people to see you in a certain light. And that's controlling, and that's okay. Like, we all go through stuff like that, you know? But you don't have to control it so much. If somebody else wants to think something negative of you, that is their problem. Whether true or not, it's none of your business. You worry about what you think of yourself. So the second message you guys got here is the Goddess card. It says, honor your divine feminine energy, see your inner beauty, love every part of you. This is exactly what I was just saying. This card really calls us to tap into the divine feminine energy, which is fierce and ferocious and beautiful. It encompasses so much. Think about the earth. There's beautiful places like, for example, the Caribbean, where it's like all light and bright, and there's palm trees and crystal clear waters. But then think about like a cave. It's dark, it's rock, it's damp, but there's beauty in a cave, and there's beauty in a Caribbean beach. There's beauty in both. And think about yourself as a landscape, just like the earth. There are ugly bits and pretty bits, but they're both beautiful. There's a rawness to both of them. And every aspect of you is beautiful and has purity in it, no matter how dark, no matter how gross, no matter how unappealing to yourself or others. Like it says here, see your inner beauty, love every single part of yourself, not just the parts that you feel like other people approve of. The final message, kind of similar to your first message, it says balance. Take time to relax, indulge a little more or a little less, set boundaries with your work. So you guys will know what this means. Like, have you guys been overworking and not taking enough time for yourself? Or have you been taking maybe too much time to like sit in the lap of luxury and not enough time to work on the things that are important to you? Really, this is just about, once again, I feel like you guys hold space for extremes a lot. And the Unicorn Spirit Guide really wants to say that there is a center within you which kind of like the balance of the two extremes. Like, instead of being so extremely off kilter, when you connect with the center, you can feel a lot less overcome by your intense emotions, whether good or bad, and just more content and happy and at peace within your everyday life. So take time to relax when you need to relax, indulge when you need to, get to work and set boundaries around that when you need to as well. So we're gonna get 3 more cards from this other Unicorn Oracle deck. So let's see, for those who selected pile number 2, what messages do we have from the Unicorn Spirit Guide? So the 3 cards you got, let's see here. First card says, you'll know in the morning. When you wake up, you'll have a better idea about what to do. Relax until then. So if there's something that you guys have been trying to figure out, or maybe you spend all day really focused on a task, and instead of completing that task totally, you need to rest, sleep on it, and in the morning you'll have a better perspective for working on it again or coming back to it. Or if you're trying to make a decision about something, sleep on it. You know, you can even before you go to bed set the intention with your higher self or with your guides to send you the answers that you need. And then when you wake up in the morning, you'll have a fresh perspective and trust that perspective, and you'll be able to move forward better. Second card you got says you are gifted, you are very intelligent and talented. I don't need to say anything more about this. This is a precious and pure message from the Unicorn Spirit Guide, okay? I'm gonna say it once more. And really, you know, close your eyes if you need to and let yourself receive this message. You are gifted. You are very intelligent and talented, okay? And the final card you guys got says practice. The best way to be good at a skill is to practice, practice, practice until you get it right. So with the balance card saying set boundaries with your work and then this card saying practice, I feel like maybe there's something that you guys have really been wanting to work on for yourself, but other parts of your life are taking a lot from you. Whether that's like friends, family, work, I don't know, whatever it is in your life that is taking a lot from you and not allowing yourself to kind of give back to yourself. So you need to, don't feel guilty about it, release some of your obligations or set boundaries so that you're like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, give this much today to these things, but I'm not gonna give past that. And then turn it around and start giving back to yourself. Start practicing what it is that you want to do, where it is that you want to be. Release guilt and shame and start investing in yourself. And don't be afraid to be a beginner in whatever it is that you, if you're starting something new in your life, don't be afraid to be a beginner. Practice makes perfect, okay? Look at the back of the deck energy to see if there's one last message for you guys here. So the message that I'm getting here is to really focus on yourself and focus on your balance. So whatever you need to do to restore your inner equilibrium, whether that's going for a walk, exercising, eating healthy, whatever you notice that you do and after you do it you feel more balanced, do that. Whether it's drinking water. One of the very first messages that I ever received from the Unicorn Spirit Guide was drink water. And I laughed. I was like, really? Drink water? Like, that's the message? I was like waiting for some profound, you know, complex message, and it was really simple. They were like, no, drink water, drink way more water than you're drinking. So anyways, they want to tell you to do the things that bring you balance, to focus on yourself and finding balance. The second message that came up is the leadership card. It says, step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. And the other card that came out says family culture. Learn more about your learn more about your family's stories and history. So I feel like there could be for some of you guys might be like moving away from your family more and really understanding. Some of you, this could be physically moving away from your family, or it could just be that even if you live away from your family, certain patterns from your ancestral line play out in your life. And you may want to start looking at that, or you may already have started looking at how your family lineage really affects your life. Whether you feel close to your family or not, whether you know your family or not, whether you're close with them or you're not, them and their lives affect you. So learn a bit more about your family's stories and history, or even just discern like, okay, is this behavior or this way of reacting or this survival mode coming from what I've learned from my family? You guys have a great opportunity to learn more about yourself and to kind of separate yourself from everybody else's energy that you're absorbing, and to just kind of like tune in and do what's right for yourself to find that balance. So if you selected pile number 2, this was your reading, messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide, and I really hope that it resonated with you, and if it did, please let me know in the comments down below. Bye pile 2! If you selected pile number 3, this is your reading of the messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide. So first I pulled 6 tarot cards, and after we go through the tarot, then I'll select cards from 2 different unicorn oracle decks. So just starting with the tarot, there are some big energies here. Half of your cards are major arcana, which indicate like something very meaningful for your journey or your quest of life. So I see here that in your recent past, you were really in a period where you were forced to trust the process. This is really similar to pile number 1 for their recent past as well. But for you guys, it was like even more. You could have felt like you were in a dark place or just an unknown place where you didn't know where you were going or where to turn. You just felt getting an image of somebody who's on a boat by themselves in the middle of the ocean in the night. So there's nobody else there and they're just kind of like, okay, I need to trust that everything's gonna be okay. I need to stay positive. But then they're also having breakdowns. Like when the lightning strikes, they're just like crying and they're like, what am I gonna do? There's nobody here. So it was almost like you had to go through this in order to trust yourself, to trust spirit, to trust your intuition, because they're actually behind the scenes in the spiritual realm. There was so much getting ready to come into your life, so much going on behind the scenes to happen for you, that you actually weren't in a place where nothing was happening. It was more just that you had to trust the unknown, that you had to not know what was gonna happen with this situation, but to trust that everything was gonna be okay, even when logically it may not have looked like it was gonna be okay. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and my alone in the boat in the middle of the night on the ocean analogy makes sense, because just know that while that was happening, it's almost like if you zoom out, you could see that, you know, night was ending, the sun was about to come out, that there was actually a boat like a couple of meters away from you that was coming to your rescue. It's just that there was fog. There was fog around all that, so you couldn't see that, and you had to trust that that was coming. And there were times where you maybe slipped up in your trust and you felt very worried or apprehensive, but ultimately you came out of that period. Unicorn spirit guides want me to tell you that there was a person who was divinely put into your life at this time. So this is some type of partnership. It could be a partnership in business. It could be a partnership with a friend. It could be a romantic partnership. For everybody, it's gonna look different. But there's a partnership that has come into your life at this time that was divinely put there. So you guys got the Fortune Fairy card with the 2 of Cups. So this just really tells me that this relationship and this partnership is divinely guided. The Unicorn Spirit Guide wants me to tell you that once you kind of agree to this partnership, or you guys get the ball rolling together, things are gonna start moving very quickly. And what this is gonna allow you to do is, like, you had all these ideas for so many years, or you've been acquiring this knowledge, you've been building up this wisdom for a long time. Like I'm talking about, you've acquired years of wisdom, creativity, ideas, and it's just kind of all been in your head. But with this partnership, things are going to start moving quickly, and it's going to allow you to release all of this wisdom, creativity, and ideas that you've been storing, and you're finally going to be able to bring them into action, to focus, and to kind of like channel everything you've learned out into the world. For your third column, you got the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. So you're really going to be, you're not going to be in a phase anymore of just like taking things in. You're now going to be giving it out. So I'm going to pull some Unicorn Oracle cards for you. Those who have selected pile number 3, the third pile. Pile number 3, the third pile. Can we please get some messages for them from the Unicorn Spirit Guide? Thank you. I'll go ahead and turn those around. The first card you got says balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or a little less. Set boundaries with your work. So, you know, if you've worked hard all day, you don't need to work hard all night. Like, trust that you've given enough for that day. Set a boundary. Whether that's going to be, I'm not going to work after 7 p.m. or I'm going to push myself to work for 4 hours straight on this thing that's important to me, no matter what today. So whatever works for you, just find a bit more balance around your work and trust that whatever you end up choosing, however you end up choosing to move forward with those boundaries is the right way, and to follow through with those boundaries as well. So the next message you guys got is prosperity. It says a gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. Okay, wow, who doesn't want to receive this message? And this is right underneath your divine partnership that comes into your life. So I do really feel like this could be a career or business partnership for many of you. And if it's not, whoever the partnership is with, it's going to bring more prosperity, more abundance, and more finances into your life. The last message you got says cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. Okay, so for some of you, you might notice that with the moon cycles, you may have more energy during some point in the moon cycle and less energy. I know with myself, leading up to the new moon, like the week before and of the new moon, I have so much creativity, so much energy, so much passion. Like it's just like I'm going on 100. But then when I start going closer to the full moon, I really just find myself wanting to rest, my body wanting to rest. So that's personally how the moon cycles affect me, but for everybody it might look different. Tune into the cycles of your body. When you, once again, this relates back to having boundaries around your working schedule. If you need rest, allow yourself to have rest. If you need to push yourself a bit, allow yourself to push yourself. But just know that everything has a cycle. You can't go at 100 or at 0 forever. So let's get 3 more cards from this other unicorn oracle deck. So for those who selected pile number 3, the third pile, can we please get So let's see what we have here. So your first message says forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. So you guys might have a lot of anger towards yourself or towards others. But like I said, this showed up in your first column, which was all about, trusting in the unknown, trusting in the process, finding balance. And I feel like you have to forgive yourself for whatever you don't deem accepting about yourself, whatever you don't approve of about yourself. You have to be constantly forgiving yourself, constantly looking at yourself like you're your own parent and you're your own little baby child, and just, I forgive you. You didn't do your best today, but that's okay. I'm not gonna beat you up for it. I forgive you for not doing your best today. I still love you unconditionally, no matter what. So forgive yourself, forgive others, and when you feel anger coming up, allow yourself to feel it and to channel it in ways that are healthy. Dancing is a great way to release anger. That's how I oftentimes release my anger. Going for a walk, doing whatever works for you, even journaling or writing about it, and then releasing it, letting it go. And a great way to release anger is to forgive yourself or others for whatever it was that is causing the anger. Next card you have says change. The changes that you're going through are positive. So like I said, there was a kind of divinely guided partnership that came into your life. And if this hasn't come into your life, it's going to come very soon. But for some of you, it's already come. So this is going to bring, money, prosperity. And although changes can feel very frightening at times, especially big ones, just rest assured that the Unicorn Spirit Guide wants to tell you that these changes coming into your life are positive. You can trust that they are positive and that they are meant for you. The last message you have here says simplicity. Put your energy into the basics and let go of excess. So whether it's, online shopping, I don't know why that just came out, but don't focus so much on what you don't have or what you lack, or, it's just making things complicated. Just, focus on what's right in front of you. Try to live in the present moment and to really be like, okay, how can I be authentic in this moment? A lot of the times with our life purpose, we feel like it's this destination that we need to get to, and it's like in the future. No, how can I, in this reading that I'm doing for you right now, be more authentic, be more true to myself, rather than thinking that's my life purpose, you know, to be authentic and true to myself in this moment, not in some future moment. So, you know, put your energy into the basics, let go of excess, and be a little bit more in the present moment if you can. So I'm just gonna look at your back of the deck energies to see if there's another message there. The first message is I feel like maybe you guys are being hard on yourself, or you have maybe a negative self-talk. So the message coming through from the Unicorn Spirit Guide is just to have compassion, to be gentle with yourself. Once again, forgiveness is coming out. It says forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. So you guys might have to be really opening your heart to yourself, to loving yourself, to, once again, like I said, being the parent and the child with yourself, and just creating a very nurturing environment. You also got let go of stress. It says don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. Breathe it out. If it ain't your stress, we have enough stress to worry about with our own stuff. There's no need to be taking on other people's stress as well, okay? One other message, that last message that really wanted to come through here, says talk about your feelings. Tell a friend how you feel. And this is the cutest picture ever. It's literally a unicorn talking to a cat. Okay, so if you guys are feeling angry, or you do feel like there is something that you're upset about yourself, forgive yourself and talk to a friend, talk to somebody who you can trust about it. You know, I'm feeling upset about this. Sometimes just when we say it out loud or we write it, it already kind of brings a lot of relief to us. Okay, pile 3, that is what I'm seeing for you guys, and I really hope that the messages from the Unicorn Spirit Guide resonated with you, and if they did, please let me know in the comments down below. Bye, pile 3.